Hi, I'm Lynn Whitfield. I'm sitting here, looking back over the years of my career and different characters I've played with TV Insider. Hill Street Blues. Well, I was so frigging nervous because I didn't have a lot of experience in TV, and little did I know, like, Torian Black was my love interest. We didn't know that Hill Street Blues was going to end up being, a television classic, and I was so fortunate. I mean, they invited me to go to the Emmys with them, when it was great. I had no idea what Hill Street Blues was going to become. And we had so much fun. We would hang out, we'd party together and work together. And I was just a recurring role, but they were very inclusive.
The George McKenna story.
Oh my God, George McKenna's story. Denzel Washington was George McKenna, who was a principal of a high school or junior, I don't remember that part. I remember that Denzel got the offer to play Stephen Biko when we were shooting the George McKenna story. I mean, he was just about to blast out into the stratosphere of stardom, and I didn't know it. But the film itself, we had a lot of great chemistry between us. In fact, I saw a little clip the other day. We were both so young and so cute, and it was it was nice, the work that we did in that. I happened to see a little clip of it last week, I think. Heartbeat was interesting for me because I come from a family of physicians in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, born to them, and I have an uncle, D, was an OBGYN. So it was really great to play an OBGYN and to be a part of a women's clinic telling a story. So it was women's issues, or, we probably need another heartbeat right now, with everybody trying to take us down, women's rights, our right to choose. I mean, Heartbeat was all about your right to choose. It was a great time in history. It was right before Josephine Baker. It was a great cast of women, a women's practice. Everybody had husbands, but we were at the center of it. The women were at the center of it. And it was Aaron Spelling. I remember a lot more, but I'm curious now. Continue.
Well, the next one is, as you said, the Josephine Baker story, the big one.
Yes.
What's a fond memory you have from that?
Oh my God, being in the dance studio over on 3rd Avenue in Los Angeles, and George Faison, who choreographed it, finding out that I had danced in college, and when he found out that I could dance, he literally, I think right now HR would come and get him. Oh, he literally locked the door to the dance studio and said, "You will do this somersault into a split because you can." It's really wonderful when you appreciate a gift while you're in the middle of receiving it. And I knew that this was really special, and I knew that it was an opportunity for me to show people who I was as an artist, what I was capable of. And so I just really appreciated the moment when it was happening.
What do you remember of Emmy's night?
Oh my God. First of all, I was just so happy to be included 2 weeks before I had my baby, Grace, who's just this beautiful woman. So I was just, like, oh my God, I'm so happy to have her, but I would have been so much smaller. There was so much going on, and I was a new mom, and it was just many, many things. But in retrospect, and always, I do not know why I've not been invited back to the Emmys since. Not to present, not to do anything else. Don't you dare cut that out of this interview either. Don't you cut it out. I have not been invited back to participate in any way. I have no idea why. I, am hopeful to do Emmy-worthy work and to get another one and maybe even give Emmy a man and get an Oscar for something, or who knows? It's fun, People say it doesn't matter, but in the quiet days and in between times, it's just such a lovely reminder that you're in a very rare group,
What about Martin, your guest star role on Martin?
So much fun. It was like, okay, it was after Thin Line Between Love and Hate, right? So I was already comfortable with him. And it was a whole thing with the boat, and she was gonna jump over the side. And so it was my stab at exploring physical comedy. And I said, oh my God, how would Lucille Ball do this? Or how fearless would she be about looking, ungraceful and, kind of silly? And so I just went for it, and it's still funny. When I see it, I mean, it has charm. Yeah.
And then one of my personal favorites, the Cheetah Girls.
Aw, are you a Cheetah Girl?
I grew up on it. Yeah, I love it so much.
Girl power.
I love it so much.
Oh my God, so much. So again, that was a time of, we were in Toronto for the first one, and Oz Scott directed it, Deborah Martin Chase, who's just such a prolific producer. We were all there. Raven was there. We were all there. We didn't know that it was going to become a cult classic and something that also would stand the test of time. But it was so much fun being with these just beautiful, talented young women who could dance, sing, act. They were charming. And for me to be, Mama Cheetah and get to be around, and the cute lover and all, it was so much fun. And I have been to bars, like around college towns or, happy hours when now people are career girls and they are Cheetah Girls. I swear, they have gotten me so drunk. You're Mama Cheetah, get her another drink. We love you. Say it again, girl power. And they sing the Cheetah Girls songs, and honestly, I have dined out on being Mama Cheetah.
How about How to Get Away with Murder?
How to Get Away with Murder. Debbie directed my episode. So Debbie Allen, who directed me, Vanessa Williams, Vanessa Bell Calloway, who else? You got Jasmine Guy, directed us all in Stumpin' at the Savoy, for which I thought I was the lead in it, but I'm sure each of us did individually. So it was great to reconnect with Debbie in that. And I remember, because everything was such, an important set and all, and we were in a restaurant, and I was talking to this girl who was dating trying to get her to sign something, and Grace said, take this, what would you do if you had this pen in your hand, this thing? And so all of a sudden I was like, and it helped me. So that was a great direction, but it was so nice to work with Debbie again, because I don't think we'd worked after that.
What about Greenleaf?
Wow, so I, first of all, always flattered when someone says, I only see this person in this role. And I was told that is how Oprah felt about that. She saw Keith David and she saw me. When I read the initial script, I said, why would you want me, Billy? Because she was just kind of, really kind of like a sourpuss person. I don't know, I just imagine her with a bun and unattractive shoes and, those knit suits and stuff. And I said, I don't know. You think this will be fun? I don't know if this will be fun or not. I said, if we can build her out, they allowed that to happen. So the lady maid that I ran and the lady maid that ended up sort of taking over the church and stepping into her purpose, it was such a beautiful journey. And I was so grateful to be given the room to build a woman that is a classic lady.
And then all of this leading up to The Shy.
The Shy. Well, I've always played these powerful women, right? Usually it's a different kind of consciousness that Alicia has from all of them. She has a sense of street culture and street code that she lives by. So I've never explored that, right? Like an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, for real. Without a thought, that's how it has to be. So exploring a woman like that is very interesting to me. Exploring a woman who makes quick decisions, stands by them, sometimes without ceremony, is different for me. Different than Lady May, different than a whole lot of those women I've played. So just very interesting, very, very interesting to play someone who is that unapologetic about her choices. I just want to thank you for sticking around and going through, decades of my career with me with TV Insiders. As I look back and just at the snapshots of what I've done, because it helps me remember. And gosh, I've done a lot, Good on you, Lynn. And I just want you to stay tuned because there's so much more to come. And I want to remind you that you can catch seasons of The Shy on Paramount Plus with Showtime.